Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Coach Grossman Dynasty here on NCAA 14, featuring that college football revamp, of course. And we got a pretty big episode on tap. We got a little doubleheader. We'll kind of focus on the team that's ahead of us right now. And right now, we got the number 9 team in the nation, the Indiana Hoosiers. Now, I know they don't look great on paper. B- squad, B offense, C+ defense, but they have one of the best offenses in college football, led by Michael. It's going to be an absolute problem for us. It could be a shootout, and it could be a very fun episode as well. So I'm really excited for this doubleheader. I hope you guys are excited for this doubleheader as well. And if you are, I need you guys to go ahead and do me a favor real quick. I need you to go ahead, smash that like button for me, and then also hit subscribe if you have to be brand new to the channel. Let's go ahead and get into it and see if we can go 2-0 in this episode. Let's get it. Alright, man, so let's go ahead and see our offense go to work, taking on another top 10 squad, man. And we're certainly going to have our hands full. It's Tagovailoa trying to throw it across his body, but that is going to be considered incomplete, though. So we're back out on the field for a 2nd and 10. We try to hand off, try to do another play action. This time trying to get it in there for our backup tight end, but that's also going to be incomplete as well. As I'm trying to have a little bit more of a pass-heavy attack, because that game against Penn State where we mainly just ran the football, it's not going to always work for us. So got to get a little bit more creative with our offense in terms of getting the ball out to our best players. And Raheem Jarrett, he's certainly one of those guys. Speaking of Raheem Jarrett, there he is going down the sideline, picking up quite a few yards as well. A 24-yard gain downfield gets us into Indiana territory. As now, looking again, this time finding Jason Jones, the senior wide receiver. He comes out and picks up a gain of 26. And we find ourselves in the red zone looking to try to score on this drive, as Isaiah Jacobs almost manages to get himself into the end zone, but we're going to be left just shy. Is now 3rd and short, looking to see if we can go ahead and punch it in there, looking for our fullback Eric Webb, who falls forward for a gain of 5, and is going to set up a goal line opportunity. We'll see if we can go ahead and get ourselves on the board first, and we do just that. Isaiah Jacobs finds the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland. And we will end up taking the lead on the number 9 team in the nation. But the Indiana Hoosiers will go ahead and strike back. So we might be in for a little bit of a shootout. Not too surprised about, to be honest with you guys, because we are going up against the likes of Michael Penix Jr., who actually doesn't get hurt in this simulation. So Indiana actually has a good football team when they have him on the field, as that super dive cheese almost gets us, but Panay Boone is able to avoid it and pick up that first down for us. Move the chains, baby. You love to see it. It's now 1st and 10 from Indiana's side of the field. Going to take it to the outside. Isaiah Jacobs got himself a hole and gets it down to about the 30-yard line. Nice little run by Isaiah Jacobs. But another 3rd and long waits for us here. Going to try to hit him with the screen again. And I think we got ourselves a first down. No! Panay Boone could not reach that first down marker. But as the great Uncle Sam's Rejects once said, baby, scared money don't make any money. And we're going to do just that. Throwing it to the outside. We find Jason Jones. End zone. Touchdown, Maryland. And how about that throw by Tua Tagovailoa being on the same page as Jason Jones. And that's going to lead us into the end zone. But Indiana gets out there and they score yet another touchdown. So while our offense is doing pretty well thus far, still trying to go ahead and go about, making sure that we get a more commanding lead. Before we go into the halftime locker room, and because I don't want to just wait for our defense to show up. They've been playing well all year, but don't want to rely on them too terribly much. But so far, the offense is doing its job so far. 3 drives, and we end up in the end zone twice in Indiana territory. All 3 times we can make it free for free potentially, as our tight end does end up getting a great catch downfield. Makes a couple of moves too while we're at it. So we are back at it again in the red zone. As now, Tagovailoa going to set up the play action. Dropping back, looking around. Nobody really open. Trying to get it downfield for Jason Jones. But it's going to be incomplete. So now, a couple plays later here. Now we got ourselves a 3rd and long. Got a lot of down and distance to work with. Trying to get it for the first down. But Panay Boone drops the pass. And once again, our head coach is going to leave us out there on the field. So definitely could get pretty interesting here as we got a 4th and 8. We'll see if we can pick up this first down. Further to the left-hand side, it's Jason Jones who can't get into the end zone, but will at least make sure that we pick up that first down. As we're now inside the 1-yard line. Just basically need a little bit of room to get in the end zone. And we will do just that with Isaiah Jacobs. They put up some resistance, that's for sure. But that being said, Maryland gets themselves yet another touchdown on the board, baby. Let's go, man. So a 21-14 game that we got going. And beautiful thing is, 30 seconds left in this first half. We have time to potentially get even more points on the board, especially with a throw like that. Raheem Jarrett already has us in Indiana territory, but looks like he also got a little shaken up. Hopefully he's not too seriously hurt. So gonna have to rely on these other wide receivers if we want to find ourselves into the end zone. But let's see if we can go ahead and finish this drive, though, as Tagovailoa drops back the pass and finds Marcus Fleming Jr. for a gain of 8. We do have to go ahead and use our second timeout, though, as now Tagovailoa dropping back, looking around, trying to get it towards the end zone, but going to dump it off to Panay Boone instead. And unfortunately, we will have to settle. Well, we tried to get a field goal from there, but of course our field goal kicker does miss it. So definitely feels like we left some points on the board. That's for sure. At least a field goal or something. And that's the crazy thing is, like, our field goal kicker is just not that talented right now. You know, definitely some growing pain with him. I'm sure he'll be fine eventually, but that being said, you know, a lot of our offense has to come from touchdowns. As either we go touchdown or bust in our games. And it kind of showed there. And it's big, too. You know, could have been a 10-point game. We have a 2-possession lead. But instead, we only have a 7-point lead as of right now. So, we'll see if we have what it takes to close this game out. Right now, we're moving the ball down the field pretty well. It's now Tagovailoa drops back. Looks to the right-hand side. Looks for, I think that was Marcus Fleming Jr. And that ball literally hit him in the face. And yet still couldn't catch it somehow. Riddle me that, you know what I'm saying? But that being said, Isaiah Jacobs is going to get himself a really good run downfield at least to pick up some good yards. As now, 1st and 10 in Indiana territory. Going to go ahead and hand it off to Isaiah Jacobs, who goes ahead, cuts it back inside, and picks up a gain of 8. So a second and short coming up for the Terrapins, and that's beautiful option territory, especially the load option that we like to run sometimes. As Tagovailoa does follow the blockers and manage to get himself a first down just like that. It's now 3rd and 5 coming up for Maryland as Tua drops back, looking over to the left-hand side, gets it out to Panay Boone, and Panay Boone gets stopped short of the marker. At least this time around, we did end up getting a field goal. The field goal was made, and Indiana also turning the football over. So a great opportunity to really take advantage and really make this a commanding lead. Tulia doing a great job taking care of the football as well. Just a few yards away from getting another touchdown potentially. Let's see what we can do just that. Just gonna go ahead and make some adjustments at the line of scrimmage real quick, because we know Tulia is that guy. As we face some pressure right from the get-go. He's going to try to run for this thing into the end zone, but he's going to be denied, at least for right now. But it won't be long until we get that 30 burger on the board as Isaiah Jacobs finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland! And the Terrapins will strike again. Another one on the board, man. And we are dominating the number 9 team in all of college football, y'all. We are doing it to this Indiana squad, man. And with 1 quarter ago, it still remains the same score. Let's see if we can go ahead and finish this thing once and for all. As we start with a run up the gut with Isaiah Jacobs, who picks up some good yards. Only need a few more, matter of fact, before we go ahead and get that first down. And we should do just that as Tuya gets to the outside and is going to be brought down at about midfield. And Maryland able to get some more time on the clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. You'll love to see it. And you'll also love to see another big run down the sideline. Isaiah Jacobs with a 26-yard run downfield. And we now find ourselves in Indiana territory. Just looking so fantastic on offense. I love how we're playing right now between this game and then also the Ohio State game that we had, as well as on top of it. Just all really coming together. We're looking so much better as an offense overall. Let's see if we can get another touchdown on the board, though. 1st and 10. Going to go ahead and go with the jet sweep with Ramon Hemby. That's our freshman red shirt at the running back position. Actually, our 3rd string guy for this season. And he picks up a good chunk of yards, doing a good job with the opportunity that he was provided with. As Panay Boone tries to run for that first down marker. He's not going to necessarily get there, though. But that being said, 34-20, even with that, we even have a chance to put up a 40 burger. And, I mean, we're right there in the end zone. I mean, don't have to do anything too fancy with it. And Isaiah Jacobs gets to that end zone. Another touchdown for your Maryland Terrapins. And we win this game by a pretty convincing fashion. We win this one by a final score of 41-20. Isaiah Jacobs was certainly something special in this game, man. And it helps us pull off a great upset on the number 9 team in the entire country right now. And the only thing left to do now, check out the stats for our guys. Let's see what we got. So how about this for 2 episodes in a row, 2 games in a row, matter of fact. We upset the number 9 team in the nation, this time going on the road and doing it in a big way as well. 525 yards of total offense, 5 touchdowns, 220 yards on the ground, 305 through the air. We looked good no matter what we were trying to do, and honestly, I really do think this is the best game that we have played this entire season. Winning that turnover battle, that really helps the cause as well, and it just feels good. And maybe, just maybe, because this will put us 7-3, we'll actually go ahead and get some respect and maybe get ranked. But before we even worry about that right now, let's go ahead and check out the stats for our guys real quick. And Tuya Tagovailoa, oh my, did he look pretty good. 22 for 34, 305 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions though, so he took really good care of the football. And he's also up to an 89 overall. He might be NFL caliber this season. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully we don't end up losing him. But if he does, he can be a solid NFL quarterback if he's played like he plays more consistently in the last couple weeks of the season. But we got to talk about Isaiah Jacobs too, man. 26 carries, 134 yards, 4 touchdowns to go with it as well. This man was a machine, rightfully earned that player of the game status as well. It just was a major focal point in our offense as well. As for our receiving core, we did a real good job of spreading the ball out to several different guys. 8 players touched the football. That's what I love to see, a different spread every single time out. Penny Boone, our backup running back, led the team, 5 catches for 35 yards, but he did have the most yards. That one belonged to Raheem Jarrett. Now, he only had 3 catches, and that was because he did end up getting a little bit shaken up, and we kind of rested him, because we do need him for this final stretch in the worst way. But Jaysean Jones looked really good though. 3 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. And with all that being said, let's see if this performance is enough to actually get ranked in the top 25. I'll see you guys there. We'll see what happens. So it does turn out that the victory that we had against Indiana does get us finally ranked in the top 25. We are now 7-3 with a 6-1 record, and we're number 17 in the nation. So I feel really good about that, being in there with Michigan, with Ohio State, with Indiana, who's still ranked. Michigan State's up there too, but it's a clinch situation here in this episode as well. So we're 1 game behind Michigan State. There's 2 conference games that we have left. We do have Michigan State in the next episode, but before we even worry about that, we got to win against Rutgers, because if Michigan State goes on the road against Penn State and wins their game, and then we end up dropping the ball on Rutgers, then we will no longer have a shot at the Big Ten championship. It will be Michigan State going on the east side, and then west side's getting really interesting. Looks like Illinois would potentially go to the conference championship game. They got a win over Iowa, and they're the closest team. They're 1 game back, so Illinois is actually in a position to clinch as well, and they're only 5-5. So definitely a really interesting season that they're having, because they were putrid in non-conference play. So yeah, that's a really strange thing to look at, but we can't worry about any of that right now. You know what I'm saying? We just got to focus on this Rutgers football team that's in front of us right now. So let's see if we can do just that. Go on the road, beat Rutgers, and set up a divisional championship game in this next episode. Let's make it happen, guys. Alright, man, so we just finished up beating the number 9 team in the country, and now we got the lowly, unranked Rutgers, man. I mean, it's going to be like that, like a lot of the game, man. It's going to be barbecue chicken, man. I'm not even worried about nothing, you know what I'm saying? We got this 1st and 10. We'll see if we can get another big play downfield. Fake the pitch out to the right. We got a scramble, though? Are you kidding me? We fumbled the football? Is that what we're doing today? Wow. Couldn't get that ball out in time. Got beat easily on the one-on-one, and that's something that we do have to work on a little bit. Our offensive line could use a little bit of improvement. I'm not going to lie to you right now. Rutgers was able to get a field goal, so they have the audacity to take a 3-0 lead on us right now. It's not looking good whatsoever. Let's see if we can respond with some points of our own, as we got a 3rd and short coming up here. Gonna go ahead, run the load option, and not a lot of running room to work with, but Tua Tagovailoa does end up picking up that 1st down. But we have another 3rd and short that we got to deal with. Going to try to get this little halfback screen going, but they read it like a book, though. Maya on a 2v ends up breaking up the screen. So early on, man, just having some issues, you know, trying to get something going on offense, especially when we don't even have time to make any reads. I mean, Tua, he can make some things happen, you know, but you got to give him time to, you know, make a read on the ball and read this defense. But we're not getting that right now. And matter of fact, we take a safety here, man. Like, I don't even know what to say. We take a safety, and then we also end up, you know, fumbling the football, you know. And it's been a quarter now, and we're still down 5-0. You know, exactly what the experts totally predicted, right? So that's where we're at right now. Still haven't gotten any points on the board yet. We'll see if we can go ahead and change that, though, as we'll go ahead and run the football with Eric Webb. And how about Eric Webb making a couple of guys miss? Okay, buddy, I see you. I like where this is going, man. I totally respect that, man. We've got another 3rd and long coming up here. Got to see if we can pick up this 1st down as Tua drops back, looks over the middle, finds the tight end, and the tight end goes forth, breaks the tackle for us, and it's a 30-yard gain, and this is where we want to be, baby. Going out, trying to get something to shake here, you know, trying to get some points on the board, but this Rutgers defense, man, I got to give them credit where credit is due. They certainly came to play, because we're having a really tough time getting points on the board right now. We really are. And I was not expecting that whatsoever. Gonna try to throw it to Marcus Fleming Jr., but he can't necessarily reach that first down marker. But it does at least put us in a spot to where we can go for it. On 4th down, as a matter of fact, we will end up picking up that first down too. We're talking about with a little 5-yard gain, and he has to run around quite a bit, man. Already 8 carries, less than, negative 2.5 yards a carry. It's been a rough one for this offense so far, but I think we're finally going to be able to go ahead and put some points on the board one way or the other. We'll see if we have enough time, though, as Tagovailoa tries to go to that slam pattern, but we got held up at the line of scrimmage. We could not get that pass off, and we really did have to go ahead and settle for a field goal. Tough look for the squad overall. But that being said, we do cut this deficit a little bit. We're only down by 2 points. All things considered. It's not how we wanted to play in this first half, but that being said, as we almost get intercepted there, trying to go over the middle. I've been just a tad too late there. So now we got 2nd and 10 coming up here. Tulia dropping back, looking to the left-hand side, finds Raheem Jarrett, and Jarrett cannot reach that first down marker. So we have to take a timeout. We still got 2 timeouts left to work with. We'll see if we can pick it up, though, as we try to run the load option again. And, hey, they were biting hard on that pitch, man. So, Tagovailoa doing the smart thing and getting upfield for another first down is now Tulia dropping back, facing the pressure, going to just flip it out to Panay Boone. Probably should have been better off just going out and, maybe throwing it out of bounds because there was just nowhere to go. Losing 4 yards for nothing, not what we want to see, especially when you see Rutgers, you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get as much pressure on our quarterback as possible, but they're leaving our defensive backs in an island right now, right? So, we can take advantage of that as Tulia drops back again, looks downfield, finds Jason Jones. What a dot, baby! 20-yard gain, good for the first down. As we get back to the line of scrimmage quickly, minute left to play. Gonna go cut it back inside. It's Isaiah Jacobs who does go ahead and pick up another first down on the ground. As we'll scramble to get guys to the line of scrimmage. Less than a minute left to play. Tulia dropping back, looking around. Gonna scramble to the left-hand side. Gonna run for that first down marker, but will end up getting himself out of bounds instead. Is now 3rd and short coming up. We'll see if we can punch it in. Didn't do it the last time we were down here. And we throw a really bad... What? I know we had David Faust come in because Tulia pulled something while he was running with the football, but that was just a bad throw, bro. That pass was not it. And we need better depth behind, Tulia Tagovailoa, because it is a really big drop-off from Tulia to David Faust. No offense if you're actually a David Faust fan and you're watching this right now, but that's a big drop-off right now, man. So, that being said, we're going to hand it off once again. And Tulia has a little bit of space to work with. Throws it to the right-hand side. And finds Raheem Jarrett once again. And we've been doing a solid job moving the ball downfield. Almost 250 yards of total offense to this point. But we haven't been able to put it together on the scoreboard. Either getting stuffed and settling for field goals, or just turn the football over outright down here. We'll see if we can get our first red zone touchdown in 3 tries, as Jacobs does manage to go ahead, pick up that first down, and gets inside the 5-yard line. Should be an easier goal line situation. We'll see if we can get it up in there as we go ahead, try to throw on 2nd and goal, and we find Raheem Jarrett in the end zone, baby. Touchdown, Maryland. And we finally find that end zone, baby. Let's go, man. And not to mention, not only do we get the touchdown, but we're also going to try to go for this 2-point conversion. And that didn't quite work out the way that we wanted to, if I want to be honest with you guys. We read it correctly, but we just didn't get the push that we wanted at the line of scrimmage. With that being said, we do at least have a lead that we can officially work with now. We'll see if we can build off of that as we throw a dot over the left-hand side to Jason Jones. He's good for a gain of 14. Is now another 1st and 10 coming up for Maryland. Going to drop back to pass, looking around, trying to throw it downfield, but that will also be incomplete. So now a 2nd and 10 coming up for Tulia Tagovailoa. Going to go ahead, set up the halfback screen, got some blocks downfield, got some good space, and gets across that 40-yard line, baby. Okay. You love to see it, man. Let's freaking go. Is now 2nd and 8. Going to hand it off to the fullback who breaks a tackle. And how about another big run for the fullback? He's been really effective when we used him. 6 carries for 45 yards, man. And that's what I love to see for sure. Is now another 1st and 10. Tulia going to run upfield, pick up a nice little gain of 8 in the process. As we do go ahead now, another 2nd and short coming for the Maryland Terrapins. Is now 2nd and 2. Tulia dropping back, throwing over the right-hand side, and going over the middle for Jason Jones. And is now going to end up being a 1st and goal situation. Is now 2nd and goal. Isaiah Jacobs going to go ahead and get that thing into the end zone. So we do finally get ourselves our 2nd touchdown of this game, man. And we're going to extend the lead a little bit more as it does go ahead and make it an 11-point game now. Is now Isaiah Jacobs. Another run up the middle. I think we're finally starting to get our offense warmed up a little bit here. We'll see if we can finally take over. You know, it took a little bit longer than expected, but we're starting to play like we should be playing, to be honest with you guys, right? Like we should be dominating Rutgers, but that hasn't necessarily happened yet. We'll see if this is the moment where we can do just that. Is now 3rd and inches. Going to hand it off to the fullback who finds some running room and picks up another gain of 6. Again, how about some love for fullback U? You know, some say it's UGF, but I think we got a new fullback U here in the on the East Coast, you know, up here in the Northeast. Some good old-fashioned Big Ten football, you know, as we do end up having to go for it on 4th down. Only need 6 more yards, though. Should be able to pick up the sticks pretty easily. Except we got ourselves a challenge here. Tulia dropping back on the front of the right-hand side. Finds Panay Boone, and Boone picks up the sticks for the 1st down. They covered the curl routes. They covered our primary options. With that being said, you already know we don't give up that easily. As we try to look around once again, trying to throw it again over to that right-hand side. But this time, Christian Isian Jr. was there to break up the pass. And yet another 4th down that we're going to go for, as we do like to risk it for the biscuit sometimes. And this time, that's our freshman running back, Roman Hemby. He's been getting a little bit of love, but unfortunately for us, though, Tulia Tagovailoa gets a little bit shaken up. And he is going to likely be done for the rest of this game as we get a penalty on the field. This is actually the first time I think in like 4 games, if it is what I think it is, and it actually does turn out to be that way. It's a face mask on Rutgers. But yeah, man, this is the first face mask in like 4 games that we actually have gotten. And hey, it makes things a lot easier on us for sure, man. Get another touchdown on the board. And we're pulling away a lot more. 22-25. Thanks for the touchdown. So David Faust is able to go ahead and lead a touchdown drive downfield. And at least gets us to a point where all we really have to do at this point is pick up 1 more 1st down. And that will take care of this ball game. But they want us to pass on 3rd and 6. And we'll see what David Faust can do, man. He's got a man open downfield, but he overthrows him. And Chris Long, he should have had that interception, but end up dropping it. And this is why I'm not a huge fan of David Faust right here. He is not as good of a quarterback, man. I don't know what to tell you. Trying to throw for the 1st down marker, but Panay Boone, he also ends up dropping it as well. So a little bit more drama than I honestly wanted, you know, in this game. But if we do pick up this 1st down, which we do end up doing so, the game does finish. So, at least able to get out of this game with a win. A little bit more dramatic than what I wanted. But we do go 2-0. And Isaiah Jacobs, man, he was cooking in not only in this game, but in both games in this episode. Almost another 100 yards on the ground. And we certainly needed that because I guess we were playing at our highest level, right? We could have been playing better, but we didn't get that. But we do at least get the win. And I think it's time for us to go ahead and check out the stats. Alright, man, so it certainly did not look pretty, and honestly, at times, we looked like complete trash, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, and I certainly won't complain about that. We'll say, though, if we play like this against Michigan State, we are probably not going to win the game. I mean, the fact that we almost blew it against Rutgers there, who's 2-9, not looking too good, but we had a decent day on offense. 401 yards total, 223 passing, 178 rushing. Yeah, we just kept Rutgers in this game a little bit longer than I was comfortable with, but something that we'll learn from. Now, checking out the stats for our guys, though, and checking out Tulia Tagovailoa, and he was good when he was in the game. 17 for 23, 223 yards, and a touchdown. He was shaken up a couple of times because he did get sacked 5 times today. So we had David Faust come into the game. He's our backup quarterback, and well, he's our backup quarterback for a reason, right? He's 0 for 4, 1 interception, just did not look comfortable the entire time that he was in the game. Yeah, and this is why I'm hoping that he stays here at Maryland instead of going to the NFL draft, because I'm not really a huge fan of David Faust. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That being said, though, one thing that I am a pretty big fan of is Isaiah Jacobs and the rest of this running game as well. It looked really good today. 22 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown. We also found a touchdown for our other main running back, Panay Boone. 8 carries, 18 yards, and a dub. But what about our fullback, Eric Webb? We didn't get him into the end zone, but that being said, 9 carries for 58 yards. When you're averaging 6 yards a carry as a fullback, it's going to be a pretty nice day, and that's something that we certainly got, getting another win under our belts. As for our receivers, though, Jaysean Jones dominated today, 4 catches for 70 yards. He was our lead target in this game. That being said, though, Raheem Jarrett was the only person to catch a touchdown pass for the Maryland Terrapins, as he does end up with 3 catches for 37 yards on the day. Shout out to our tight end, though, Chigozium Okolie. That's why I usually just call him the tight end, but 3 for 68. That's a good day as well. So it all comes down to this. One game to decide who's going to clinch the Eastern Division and go to the Big Ten Championship. Next episode, we will take on the Michigan State Spartans to determine who's going to go to Indianapolis. Wouldn't that be something if just a year after finishing 2-10, we can find our way to the conference championship game? Well, we're just one game away from doing just that, so it's going to be a good one. Make sure you smash that like button. Even hit me up down in the comments, man. And if you're brand new to the channel and made it all the way to the end of this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I happen to be brand new. Love all you guys coming in and interacting with the channel. And it's always free to subscribe. So, that being said, this is John J. Gaming on the mic signing off. I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.